Welcome to the Sleeping Well seminar, specifically for University of Waterloo students. In this seminar, we'll talk about sleep health facts. I'll give you some statistics about University of Waterloo students and their sleep habits, and we'll be providing some sleep health tips. What's the one thing that you could do that would make a positive difference to your sleep health? Your readiness to change your sleep habits, your readiness to make change is important. If you can relate to any one of the following scenarios, sleep health might be an issue for you. I'm going to give you a few different sleep scenarios and think through which ones might be applicable for you. Falling asleep at the computer. Clock watching while trying to fall asleep. Clock watching actually disrupts your sleep as you worry about sleep. Procrastinating and then pulling an all-nighter. Research shows that all-nighters are not helpful in academic performance. Consistently getting the optimum amount of sleep for you is a way to do your best academically. Falling asleep in class. This next section tests your sleep health and your sleep knowledge. I'm going to give you some true or false questions. See what you think. True or false? Dozing off while attending a lecture is most likely an indication that the professor was rather boring, or that you should try another major. This is actually false. The likelihood that you will doze off while attending a lecture, watching television or a movie, while reading, or driving in a car is actually a very good indication of whether you're getting enough good quality sleep. True or false? For good sleep health, it is okay to party on the weekends until the early morning hours as long as you go to bed at a regular hour during the week. This is also false. Going to bed at the same time or a similar time every night and waking up at the same time every day, 7 days a week, may be the most important tip of all for consistently healthy sleep. The body craves consistency when it comes to sleep. True or false? Drowsy driving is similar to driving while under an intoxicating influence. This is true. Drowsiness can slow reaction time as much as driving drunk. It's estimated that there are as many as 1,500 crash-related deaths a year in the United States. The problem is greatest among people under 25 years old. True or false? Sleep is not that important to overall health. Healthy young adults can usually get by on just a few hours sleep. This is false. Sleep is vital to our health and well-being, and is just as important as diet and exercise. Not only does getting enough sleep help you learn a new skill, stay on task, or be productive, it may also be a critical factor in your health, your weight, and your energy level. Although individual needs may vary, adults typically need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. True or false? Snoring can be embarrassing, and it's often something that we joke about, but it is not really an important aspect of sleep health. This is false. Snoring, especially loud snoring, accompanied by waking up out of breath, can be a sign of obstructed breathing during sleep, and may be a symptom of sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a serious sleep disorder. If you've been told that you snore loudly, report this to your physician. And our last true or false. Being connected to friends is important to social well-being and personal success. This is true to a point. Sleep health is important to academic and personal success and social well-being as well. Turn off all electronic devices or put them on silent before bedtime. Treat your bed as a precious space for rest, relaxation, and sleep. Let's move on to the NCHA survey results. These survey results are from University of Waterloo students. Recently, UW students participated in the National College Health Association annual survey of student health. The following slides represent some of the 2016 data from that survey. So the survey question was, how often have you gotten enough sleep to feel rested in the morning within the last 7 days? So here are people's responses. I'll give you a minute to look at those. So you can see the differences between men and women who reported, and you can see the totals. The next question that we're looking at here, how often have you felt tired, dragged out, or sleepy during the last day in the past 7 days? So you can see here, when you compare the different groupings, 60% of students felt tired, dragged out, or sleepy the majority of the days of the week. The next survey question, how much of a problem have you had with sleepiness during daytime activities in the past 7 days? So when you look at these groupings, only 9% of students said that sleep was no problem for them. Now I'd like to share a bit of information about the connection between sleep and academic success. These facts are from the National Sleep Foundation. 80% of adolescents who get an optimal amount of sleep report achieving A's and B's in school, while adolescents who get insufficient amounts are more likely to get lower grades. Sleep and your academic success. 21% of poor sleepers failed 1 or more years at school. Students with more regular sleep-wake patterns reported higher averages, whereas students with lower grades reported increased daytime sleepiness. Young adults and sleep. It's natural for young adults to not be able to fall asleep before 11 o'clock. Young adults need about 8.5 to 9.5 hours of sleep each night to function best. For mature adults, it's less, 7.5 to 8.5 hours. Most young adults do not get enough sleep. One study found that only 15% reported sleeping 8.5 hours on school nights. When we're sleeping, we go through many stages of sleep. So there are 5 that we'll review very briefly here. The first stage is a light sleep stage. During this stage, muscle activity slows down and you experience occasional muscle twitching. Stage 2. In this stage, your breathing and heart rate slows down and there's a slight decrease in your body temperature. Stage 3 is a deep sleep. During this stage, your brain begins to generate slow delta waves. Stage 4 is a very deep sleep. During this stage, you experience rhythmic breathing and limited muscle activity. Your brain is generating delta waves. Stage 5 is particularly important for learning. In stage 5, this is the rapid eye movement, or we call it REM sleep. In this stage, dreaming occurs. Brain waves speed up, your muscles relax, your breathing and heart rate increase. So focusing a bit more on REM sleep, rapid eye movement or dream sleep is absolutely essential to preparing the mind for peak daytime performance. Nobody can afford REM sleep loss and be adequately prepared for success. REM sleep is important for learning and for knowledge acquisition. In REM sleep, which is stage 4 in the sleep cycle, the brain processes and synthesizes memories and emotions, activity that's crucial for learning and higher level thought. A lack of REM sleep results in slower cognitive and social processing, problems with memory, and difficulty concentrating. The National Sleep Foundation 2008 sleep poll found that people who sleep less than 6 hours per night during the work week are twice as likely as their better rested colleagues to report difficulty in concentrating. Sleep deprivation also affects daily functioning. Physical symptoms, weight gain, and reduced immunity to disease and viral infection, feelings of lethargy, daytime drowsiness. Emotional symptoms of sleep deprivation include increased vulnerability to depression, irritability, stress, and anxiety. There are cognitive symptoms, reduced ability to concentrate and remember complex tasks, and reduced communication skills, creativity, and coordination. Sleep deprivation also produces social symptoms like lack of interest in socializing with others. So, providing a few sleep tips. Make sleep health a priority. Give it the same importance as food and water. Carefully examine your sleep environment. Keep your room cool, quiet, and dark. When possible, eliminate distractions such as noises, bright lights, an uncomfortable bed, or a TV or computer in the bedroom. Consider putting your phone on silent. Whenever possible, go to bed at the same time and allow for 8 hours of sleep, waking up at the same time as well. Don't watch the clock. If you're unable to fall asleep in bed, get up and do something relaxing, something boring, reading, listening to a book, listening to soft music, and return to bed only when you're sleepy. Remind yourself that you have been able to get through the day in the past, even when you've not had a good sleep. Limit your caffeine intake, especially prior to bedtime. Caffeine can be found in coffee, sodas, energy drinks, and chocolate. Avoid alcohol before bed. Alcohol may make you feel sleepy, but it will disturb the quality of your sleep. Try a light snack before bed. A bowl of whole grain cereal with milk or a piece of whole grain toast with peanut butter are good examples. Avoid napping during the day. Napping works for some people, but often makes it difficult to get to sleep at night. If you're going to take a nap, be consistent about the time of day and the amount of nap sleep, maximum 20 or 30 minutes. Worrying thoughts can disrupt your sleep. Keep a note pen and pad close to your bed so that you can record any worries and put them out of your mind until the morning. So, wrapping up, what's one thing I'm prepared to do now to make a positive change in my sleep health? Reflect on the information you have heard. Some additional resources are found here. Thank you.